Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavad-gita as it is, chapter 2, entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized, text 8. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yachokamuchoshanam indriyanam avyapavamau asapatnamardam rajam suranam apichadipatyam. I can find no means to draw away this grief, which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it, even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although Arjuna was putting forward so many arguments based on knowledge of the principles of religion and moral codes, it appears that he was unable to solve his real problem without the help of the spiritual master, Lord Sri Krishna. He could understand that his so-called knowledge was useless in driving away his problems, which were drying up his whole existence, and it was impossible for him to solve such perplexities without the help of a spiritual master like Lord Krishna. Academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, etc. are all useless in solving the problems of life. Help can be given only by a spiritual master like Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that a spiritual master who is 100% Krishna conscious is the bona fide spiritual master, for he can solve the problems of life. Lord Chaitanya said that one who is a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, regardless of his social position, is the real spiritual master. Kiba viprava nyasi, shudra kenenai, ye Krishna nama tatva veta, say Guru hai. It doesn't matter whether a person is a Vipra, learned scholar in Vedic wisdom, or is born in a lower family, or is in the renounced order of life. If he is a master in the science of Krishna, he is the perfect and bona fide spiritual master. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 828. So without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, no one is bona fide spiritual master. We'll continue reading purport later on. So, here we can see Arjuna is extremely perplexed. In the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna gives very sound arguments why he doesn't want to fight against his relatives. First, he realizes, yes, he already prepared his bow and arrows, and he asked his friend Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, please drive my chariot between the two armies that I can see with whom I have to fight. And then Krishna, Bhishma Drona Pramukata Sarvasham Chamakishitam Uvacha Partha Pashitan Samavetan Guruniti. He drove his chariot between the two armies and said, O Partha, the son of Pritha, just behold these two great armies. And he drove the chariot exactly in front of Bhishma and Drona. Bhishma and Drona were two of his most revered personalities, but they were on the opposite side. He had to fight against them, and he was not prepared for this. And then actually he broke down on the battlefield, although he was renowned as the best of warriors. And he said, "Oh Krishna, I cannot fight." And it's not proper to fight with relatives and friends and teachers and grandfathers and so on. And then he stated many very sound reasons why I'm not ready to fight. Because if I kill my relatives, of course this is great sin in itself, then the family tradition will be lost. And when family tradition is lost, the sin prevails everyone. And most importantly, the women get corrupted by sin. If there are no protectors, if I kill all the protectors, everyone will be gone. So who will protect the women? And then the whole family structure is destroyed. And we can see in modern world this is very true. And then he said that it's better that they kill me unarmed, that I kill them. Because even if they're full of greed, maybe even, it's sinful to kill relatives if they don't realize that this is sinful. So, and then he concluded, I will not fight, O Govinda. And although Arjuna seemingly had very good arguments, no one could say anything against these arguments. Krishna immediately stated, Kuttastva kashmalamidam vishame samupasitam anarya jushtam masvargam akirtim karma Arjuna. From where these impurities have come upon you, O Arjuna? Yes. They are not suitable for one who has proper knowledge, for one who is Aryan. That means one who knows what is the purpose of life. So, and then Arjuna became perplexed, what is right and what is not. And here, in this, and then verse before, he asked Krishna, please instruct me what is for my interest, for what is the best to do. You're my spiritual master, I'm perplexed. Please instruct me. And here he said, I can't find any means to drive away this grief, because he was full of grief, which is drying up my senses. And he was convinced that he cannot find happiness even in a great kingdom. Yes. And here Prabhupada explains that first thing in our life is to accept a spiritual authority. If we don't accept spiritual authority, our life is wasted. Yes. What for do we live for? Yes. If we don't surrender to the Lord, our life is complete waste. We just eat, we just sleep, just have children and die. Like an animal. Animal also eats, sleeps, having children and die. What's the purpose of its life? No purpose. But human life is not meant for having a family, for just fill our belly. Yes, this is common for every living entity in this world. So human life is something beyond these bodily needs. Otherwise, we just waste our life. Human life is compared many times to a bridge. Bridge is not meant to live on. Bridge is meant for coming from one side to the other. If one stops on the bridge, he wastes his life. So human life is a bridge. It's not meant to stay on it. It's meant to cross over this material nature to spiritual nature. Because we are all spirits, and this is the teaching of the second chapter of Bhagavad-gita, that we are a spirit soul. And if we live on a bodily level, just to fill our belly, just to take care of our family, just to study, to have good job, or to get a good husband or a good wife, good children. We have completely lost our life. Yes, because what's the purpose of this? We all die. I have maybe a good husband or a good wife, and good children, but I'll die. What's the use of having good children and good wife and good husband? Yeah. It's craziness, actually. Great craziness. For few years of so-called enjoyment, which is always full of such different miseries, we must admit that these different miseries are coming on daily basis. Is there any one of you who haven't experienced misery yet? Not even one. Yes, miseries come and go. Even if we don't strive for happiness, or if we strive for happiness, miseries will always come. Regardless of our strive for happiness or anything like this. So, one who is intelligent, therefore, will seek the way beyond this material existence. And this is available only in human life, because human being has a capacity to understand God, to understand our eternal position, that we are spirit soul. Yes. Therefore, the sign of intelligence is not to remain on the bodily platform, but that we can succeed on this. It's not enough that we just read Bhagavad-Gita on our own. Why not? Because it is explained, we have to find out what is our eternal nature. And our eternal nature is explained in Shastra. Jivara Swarupaha Krishna Nitya Das. We are all eternal servants of Krishna. We have to understand this. Everyone, even most ardent atheists, are just servants. 24 hours a day, they just serve. Even if they don't serve anyone, they still serve their bodies at least. Very faithfully. They are not these bodies. Body is always changing. We must understand this. We are not this body. Body is just that matter. Like this. Yes. It's just a whirlwind of that elements. On one side, we bring that elements inside the body, and on the other side, we put them out of the body. Yes. So that elements always are moving, and we identify with this whirlwind. It's craziness. Therefore, if we waste time on keeping up just this whirlwind of that elements, we are crazy. As simple as that. Yes. So, therefore, to understand that we are a servant of the Lord, we have to accept the spiritual authority. Then we act as a servant of a representative of Krishna. Otherwise, Krishna is just abstract idea. Yes, the Lord, okay, I'm the servant of the Lord, but of no one else. But we should understand that Krishna is the absolute personality of Godhead. That means that He's present everywhere, at all times, and that every living entity is His part and parcel. So I have to understand that I'm a servant of every living entity, but not in the way that these conditioned souls are thinking the best for them. They will say, bring me some wine or cigarettes. No, this is diseased condition of the living entity. So, like a physician is also trying to do the best for the benefit of the patient, isn't it? Yes. But he doesn't follow the instructions of the patient, but he gives the best remedy for the patient to recover as quickly as possible. So we, as spiritually awakened people, should also serve other living entities in the same way, to help them to recover as quickly as possible, to recover to spiritual consciousness. This is the only true recovery. Yes, so we should dedicate our life to serving Krishna. And first requirement on this path is to accept the spiritual master and to chant the holy name. Like here it was Kirtan before we started. This is very good, that we come together and together glorify the Lord. But besides this, we should also go deep in our individual relationship with the Lord. This is crucial. So set aside time every day to chant the holy names of the Lord. Here I can see these japamalas ready to chant the holy name. So every one of you should have such japamala at home and chant daily, every day. And if it's not possible for you now to chant at least 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra on japamala, you should strive to increase gradually. Yes, you can increase every Kartik, for example. Now in short time it will be Kartik, in a month and a half, something like this. Most sacred of month, very dear to Srimati Radharani. Yes. So you should increase that, and your goal should be to chant always, not just 16 rounds. 16 rounds, as Prabhupada says, is minimum. Yes. Minimum that we can really start comprehend, understand what's the essence of my life. Otherwise, these problems of material life will cover our awareness, will cover our sharp intelligence, what is really important in my life. Yes, because I will be overwhelmed with different daily duties, different daily anxieties. There are many anxieties every day. Everyone has certain anxieties. Either we are a student, or a businessman, or a housewife, whoever. Everyone has his or her anxieties every day. We cannot escape from these anxieties. But if we go deep in our relationship with the Lord, only then is possible to understand the purpose of my life. Otherwise, I will understand it maybe theoretically, but no way to understand it practically. Yes, that my life depends on my relationship with the Lord. This is crucial. And therefore we should surrender our life to the spiritual master, who is a representative of Krishna. Yes. And then we will get this idea, yes, I'm just a servant, and nothing else. And maybe this is not pleasant to hear, because we want to be masters. We have come in this world to be a master. But master can be only one. Otherwise, if there are many masters, there is just fight. And we can see there is fight on every level of existence in this world, because everyone wants to be a master. No one wants to be a servant. Yes. If you just want to be a servant, there is no conflict. Is it? No conflict. Yes. Therefore, it's also very good that we know what is the social etiquette? What is the etiquette of behavior of one towards another? Yes. Then we can live very peacefully. But to understand this, first we should develop our attachment to Krishna, our love for Krishna. We should long to develop loving relationship with Krishna. Yes. And chant daily Maha Mantra. Now it will be prasad. Hare Krishna. Is there any comment or question or doubt? So maybe we can continue a little bit with reading of the purport, and then maybe we can say something more, and then we can go to taste prasad. So, without being a master in the science of Krishna consciousness, no one is bona fide spiritual master. It is also said in the Vedic literature, Shatkarma nipuno vipro mantra tantra visharadaha avaishnavo gurur nasyat vaishnavah shvapacha guru. A scholarly brahmana, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born in a family of lower caste can become a spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna conscious. This is from Padma Purana. Yes. This is so important to understand. Who is a guru? Because in India, in every corner there is some guru. But Shastra explains who is real guru. Guru is a Vaishnava who knows the knowledge of Krishna, how to surrender to Krishna. If someone is not a Vaishnava, he is not a guru. It is explained here. Yes. Even a Shvapacha, a dog eater, by caste, if he is a Vaishnava, he is guru. And even Chaturvedi, one who knows the 4 Vedas, if he is not a Vaishnava, is lower than a dog eater. Yeah. We should know this. Lord Shiva said to his consort, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnor aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam. That amongst many different kinds of worship, the worship of Vishnu is the highest. And therefore, to worship those who are connected with Krishna is also the best. Tadiyanam samarchanam. So we should also worship those who are Vaishnavas. Yes. And those who are not Vaishnavas are not gurus, are not bona fide gurus, are worthy to be rejected. Yes. And Vaishnava is one who teaches us how to surrender to Krishna, not to himself, but to Krishna. Of course, we surrender also to Guru. We should know from Shastra, Sakshat Dharitvana Samasta Shastra. The Shastra says that Guru is non different than Krishna because he is a pure representative, transparent via medium of Krishna. But we should understand that Guru is one who is serving Krishna himself and teaches everyone how to surrender to Krishna and to serve him. Yes. The problems of material existence, birth, old age, disease and death, cannot be counteracted by accumulation of wealth and economic development. In many parts of the world, there are states which are replete with all facilities of life, which are full of wealth and economically developed. Yet the problems of material existence are still present. They are seeking peace in different ways, but they can achieve real happiness only if they consult Krishna or the Bhagavad-Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which constitute the science of Krishna. Through the bona fide representative of Krishna, the man in Krishna consciousness. So yes, there are many wealthy countries, very wealthy people. I believe you all came from India. No? From Bangladesh? Yes. It's Bengal, East Bengal. Yeah. Yes. So yes, and all for searching for better life, isn't it? To be more wealthy. But true wealth is wealth of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we just waste our life. Yes, if we are not Krishna conscious. So wherever we live, either in Bangladesh or in India or in France or United States, doesn't matter. What really matters is to become Krishna conscious. Yes. And devote our life wholly and solely to serving Krishna. This is what is important in life. Otherwise, we just waste our life for just some acquiring money, and we just die. As simple as that. Just like an insect, without any purpose. Yes. Insects also fly here and there and crawl on the ground. But what's the purpose of such a life? Useless. Yes. So we shouldn't be an insect like this. We should be intelligent enough and surrender to Krishna. Then only we can achieve perfection. And perfection is what everyone is looking for. Those who came to West to be happy, the only happiness there is in love. Isn't it? You can just imagine that you can have all the money in this world and all facilities to enjoy, but if no one would love you, this would be terrible suffering. And if we would love no one, it would be extremely miserable life, isn't it? Even if we have so much riches, it's complete misery. Yes. Therefore, love is the only happiness there is. There is no happiness in money. Happiness is only in love. And if our love is limited to just my family or my nation or anything like this, then whatever is beyond this limit makes us miserable, isn't it? So our love should become absolute. And this absolute love is possible only if we develop loving relationship with the Lord. And in no other way possible. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Okay. Now, I believe we should also take care of our body in connection with Krishna. In connection with Krishna, we can take very good care of the body. Krishna takes care of his servants. So he will give us his best prasad. Yes. So, please remember to surrender to Krishna every day. Please start, if you don't chant now every day, please start to chant every day without exception. Yes. And try to go deeper and deeper into the relationship with the Lord, and your life will be successful. Hare Krishna. Yes?
रामकृष्ण मिशन जो है उसमें जो गुरु लोग हैं उन लोग भी वैष्णव हैं.
Always asking those who are in Ram mission movement and their guru are also Vaishnavas.
I don't know this mission.
दक्षिणेश्वर काली मंदिर है, अपोजिट में रामकृष्ण मिशन है. स्वामी विवेकानंद उनका पता है. स्वामी विवेकानंद का जो मिशन है उसमें जो गुरु लोग हैं वो लोग.
What is their philosophy?
Swami Vivekananda, their mission, Gurukul.
Yes. What they teach?
Yes, they are Vaishnava or not?
Depends what they teach and what they live.
पूछ रहा है को क्या संदेश देते हैं, क्या टीचिंग देते हैं, क्या बताते हैं?
वो लोग ईश्वर का ही सब कुछ टीचिंग देते हैं,
तो क्लियर नहीं है।
जैसे आप जैसे भी वेशभूषा में कपड़ा में वो लोग भी वही करते हैं, बहुत उन लोगों को ही है, मतलब क्या है दर्शनार्थी यही है।
They also dress like our devotees, like us.
Yes.
But
It's it is very much important to also study the Shastra. For example, you have here Bhagavad-gita as it is. Not just any kind of Bhagavad-gita, but Bhagavad-gita as it is. So, you should read Bhagavad-gita as it is, regularly. And then you will understand who is really a devotee and who is not. Who is a Vaishnava and who is not. Vaishnava is one whose goal in life is to become a servant of Krishna. And those who are not Vaishnavas, their goal is for liberation. Understand? For mukti. But desire of devotees is bhakti. Yes, to become a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. And this is the only liberation actually, is bhakti. Yes. Because it is said, Krishna bhakta nishkama etave ashanta. Bhukti mukti siddhi kami sakali ashanta. Those who are Krishna's devotees, they are shanta, they are peaceful. And those who desire liberation or enjoyment in this world, or they desire siddhis, different perfections and powers, they are all ashanta, not peaceful, because they want something that they don't have. Therefore, they are not peaceful. And Krishna says in very second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Ashantasya kutah sukham. If one is not peaceful, there is question of happiness. No question of happiness. Therefore, you can distinguish who is a Vaishnava and who is not by this symptom. If one wants to achieve liberation, he is not a Vaishnava. Yes. And if one wants to achieve bhakti, service, then he is a Vaishnava. Yes. And if he chants the holy name and wants to surrender his life to Krishna. And his ultimate goal is bhakti. Ultimate goal is to surrender to Krishna eternally. Hare Krishna. Kantarat Srimad Bhagavata-gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hare Krishna.